Content warning, yo. Although I don't really know what I'm about to say in this video, I've thought about it. I do know that shit's about to get real. It's gonna get controversial. So buckle up. Here we go. What is up, you heathens and demons? Welcome back to the Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and today we're gonna talk about something that I've been thinking about for a couple weeks now. You know, I realized that it's been quite a while since I really talked about why I'm coming at this in the way that I am. And it's been a progression of my character since the inception of this channel. And I really want to talk about what's happening right now and why I think what I'm doing is actually vitally important to not only the atheist movement, but to society. I think that right now we are fighting a war and most people don't even realize it. You know, I've been getting it a lot from a lot of trolls, but also a lot of Christians on my videos on all the little cult bunnies that I do videos on. And you know, I know some people don't like that term. I think it's funny. It's not meant to be degrading them as women. It's meant to be degrading them as cultists and props for their evangelical religion. And so I really mean no disrespect towards women when I say that term. It is a term that I created, that I thought was funny, and I'm going to continue to use it time and time again probably. Because I don't really believe in SJW bullshit. I'm not going to censor myself just because it might hurt your feelings a little bit. Hopefully you can get beyond those hurt feelings and see that genuinely what I'm trying to say is a good, positive message. Although most Christians are never going to say that. But I've been getting this shit from Christians a lot. Like, how are you picking on these girls? All they're doing is promoting their ideas and opinions and their faith. And it's a good thing. And why are you dissing on them? And I have to attack that it's a good thing part right off the fucking bat. In my opinion, religion has been a bane on the existence of humankind since its inception. Since very primitive peoples came together and realized that people are stupid and you can sell them a bag of horse shit and call it gold. And that's what they did with religion. And religion has been ingrained in our societal DNA. Let's put it that way. And I find it very dangerous. And the good things about our new secular societies is that we can fight against these ancient dogmas. And that's what I try to do here on The Raging Atheist. I fight against these ancient dogmas. And, you know, they're winning. You know, I know that the skeptic community on YouTube declared victory years ago, but there has been no victory. But there's only been a lapse into comfortable stagnation. You see, the evangelicals, the fundamental Christians, have won. Temporarily, anyway. They have complete fucking power in this country right now. And that is why what I am doing, I think, is very fucking important. Because these evangelicals, while they say that all they're doing is promoting a good way of life, let's talk about that shit. You know, right now, we have Donald Trump as our president, mainly elected by evangelicals. Now, 81% of evangelicals in this country elected Donald Trump. 81%. That's not 81% of evangelical voters voted for Donald Trump as opposed to Hillary Clinton. 81% of evangelicals in this fucking country that could vote voted for Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is the exact opposite of everything that they should believe in as good Christians. Although these evangelicals are not good Christians. They are the fundamentals. They are the, in my opinion, worst of the worst. And they believe the worst shit and they are hoping for the worst shit. You know, I hope that most Christians don't actually believe in the rapture. I hope that for humanity. But guess what? Evangelicals do, and evangelicals are in ultimate power right now. And today, this very day, Mike Pompeo is going to be confirmed as Secretary of State. And Mike Pompeo is and always has been an evangelical piece of shit scumbag. And it's time to meet fucking Mike Pompeo.
He would work every day to make sure that the Lord's word governed our actions each and every day. It was a remarkable moment. We are blessed to live in Kansas where there are so many people that understand that. We will continue to fight these battles. It is a never-ending struggle until that moment Pastor Fox spoke about, until the rapture. Be part of it.
You know, and it's not just Mike Pompeo. It's Mike Pence. It's a lot of these Republicans, especially Tea Party Republicans, are evangelical Christians. Because the evangelicals have a lobby, you know, and they are able to influence politically this nation, which is unconstitutional. You know, and the problem really isn't even what I'm trying to do here is going to fix that. No, the fix to that is political. The fix to that is getting money out of politics across the board, which, you know, me and my fellow progressives stand for adamantly, not just to get religious money out of politics, but to get all money out of politics and be a true republic democracy again. You know, but they do have a lobby and they've infiltrated the Republican Party. And that is just fucking fact. And people like Mike Pence and Mike Pompeo are the direct results of the infiltration of the evangelical religions in our government institutions. See, Mike Pompeo, as Secretary of State now, is going to be our chief negotiator across the world. He's going to represent the United States. And he is a staunch evangelical that believes in the rapture. He can't wait for the fucking rapture. You know, the rapture is going to be the greatest fucking thing that's ever fucking happened on the face of this planet to people like these. To people like me, the rapture is going to be the greatest genocide and mass murder in the history of our planet. It reads as such in the Bible. And if you actually look at that story in the Bible, you would fucking see that. Now, a few years ago, I actually began a research on Revelations, and I started writing a paper about it. That was a while ago. I got sidetracked. I never finished that project. I want to get that out of the way. But one of the things that I found really weird about Revelations is that the Jesus in that story definitely doesn't look like the Jesus that you guys know. The Jesus in that story is a monster of a lion type thing. I mean, a monster, hideous. But even his speech is different than the Jesus in the Gospels. And I thought that was very strange. But then you have to look at the author of Revelation, St. John the Divine, who was a madman exiled onto an island because he was considered to be a threat, a danger to fucking society. You know, so why did they include this in the fucking Bible? Because every religious dogma needs an apocalypse, needs an ending. Every story needs an ending. It's not a story without a fucking ending. And even longer than that, way back when I was an actual Christian, I read most of the Left Behind series, and I didn't finish the last couple books, because even as a Christian, you know, this isn't as an atheist I'm saying this, I stopped reading those books because I really disliked the writer's prose. I got really bored. You know, the first 8 books, I would say, I was excited, I was into the story, but after that, it just became really fucking boring. So let's fucking talk about what the rapture is, what's gonna fucking happen, and what these people want to happen. And then let's talk about Mike Pompeo wanting this shit to happen, and now is going to be Secretary of fucking State. I mean, this is some disastrous shit. And if you are an atheist, if you are anti-religion, or if you are just for freedom and you don't want to be under the yoke of a religious government, then it's time to stand the fuck up and start raging. So what's going to happen during the rapture? Well, God is going to be like, all right, bitches, it's time to fucking end this shit. You 4 angels over there, I want you to release plagues upon humanity. So the angels are going to get to the 4 corners of the earth, right? Because, you know, the Bible says that the earth was flat, so there's 4 corners. I mean, I didn't say this, the Bible did. So the angels are going to go to the 4 corners of the fucking earth, right? But before They unleash their plagues one by one to the sound of fucking trumpets for some reason. You know, like fucking trumpets are gonna get my fucking attention with YouTube and fucking Facebook and all this shit that's grabbing for my attention. I'm gonna be like, oh, there's some goddamn trumpets. Like, I'm gonna give a fuck. You know, but before that happens, they're going to beam all the good real Christians, the evangelicals, the ones that are most crazy, or, you know, to each individual Christians, they're definitely gone. But they're going to beam the real Christians up, and everybody else is going to be down here, and they're going to open up these plagues, and we're going to suffer. We're going to suffer at the hands of God at first, but then we're going to suffer to the Antichrist. And it's going to be billions upon billions of death and murder and fire and brimstone and fury, and the world is going to end. And they can't wait. They want this shit to happen. And the person that is now going to be our Secretary of State wants this shit to happen. He's going to be our chief negotiator with, say, Israel. You know, it's very vital in the story of Revelations, Israel is. Because, you know, Israel is God's chosen people. And in the story of Revelations, once Jerusalem becomes Israel's capital again, which is something that this administration right now is trying to do. Once Jerusalem becomes Israel's capital, that is the spark of end times. And you know, the Jews are going to come to Christianity, and those that aren't are going to get left behind, you know, to mass murder by the Antichrist. They're going to be completely wiped out, and a war is going to rage across the world. These motherfuckers want war. And they want war on a wide fucking scale with Islam. What's going on right now is not enough for them. That's why you're constantly hearing about Syria. Now, I'm no defender of Assad, but I do not think that Assad gassed his people this last time. If they were gassed at all, they were probably gassed by Israel, who was shooting missiles into Syria that same day. That's been confirmed. That is fucking fact. And who stands to benefit the most from the U.S. keeping their presence in the Middle East. That is my opinion. That is not fact. That is my opinion. But war is what these people want. And they can't wait for it. They're just itching for it. And they hate us liberals for being against it, for being against them. And this crazy atrocity that they want to perpetuate. And Pompeo is going to be in a fucking position to be a catalyst for this. And as a personal aside, you know, just somebody that did read the, you know, Left Behind series, you know, I think Pompeo could really fit whatever his name was that was an Antichrist in that story. I can't remember. The only character I can really remember, I think his name was Rafe. I think he was the pilot guy. Carpathia, something like that. I'm trying to remember, but don't really remember the name. But I think Pompeo would really fit into that. I mean, as Secretary of State, now he is now really, really close. He only has a couple people he's got to kill now to become president of the United States. To take over the world, to start this fucking war, yo. And I don't believe in this shit. But if he believes in this shit, we're in trouble. But he's confirmed. And, you know, and that's happening right now. I can't guarantee he's confirmed. And if he ain't confirmed, I'm gonna have to change this fucking video. But he's confirmed because they have power right now. I do not think Donald Trump is an evangelical. I think Donald Trump's an atheist. He used to be an atheist. He was very open about his atheism. I think he thinks that Republicans and evangelicals are stupid. And all he has to do is some crazy shit for him, and he's gonna have power. And that's what he cares about, is his corporatist agenda. And if they're gonna give him power, he'll give them whatever fuck they want, as long as he can keep rich people rich and richer, and the poor people down, and secure his own fortune, and actually build a fortune now that he's always said he had and never really had. I mean, he was rich by my standards, but not rich by standards he tries to portray himself to be. You know, that's what he cares about. He don't give a fuck about evangelical shit. He makes fun of Mike Pence. He makes fun of, you know why he likes these evangelicals? Because they do what they're told. But, you know, he thinks that they're stupid. But no, they think that he's stupid. And while they allow him to put them down, they're getting what they fucking want. And long after Donald Trump, we're going to be feeling the effects of Mike Pence and Pompeo. This is the true travesty of what's going on right now. And yet, the so-called atheists and skeptics of the YouTube world, most of them are still on the anti-SJW gravy train, all about making that money and not really talking about how they actually lost that war that they declared that they won, because now evangelicals have it all. And they're stripping it, and they're gonna take as much as they can while they can, and make it fucking hard to fix it when they're gone. And this is why I say fuck your goddamn inebriated outrage over the videos I fucking make combating your fucking ideology that you say is a good thing for the world. Let's talk about this good thing for the world, because evangelicals are personally responsible for political shit going on right fucking now. They're personally responsible for the destruction of Planned Parenthood, of gutting that organization that does good for women, that does good for poor people in general. And yet, because they have some preconceived religious notion that abortion is illegal and that their God, who was quite evidently clear in their own Bible, said that life begins when a person draws his first breath, that somehow this God, who has killed millions of babies, like this year alone, today maybe 300,000 fucking kids are gonna fucking die, yet this fucking God is supposed to be compassionate. This God is supposed to be righteous. These evangelicals crush Planned Parenthood. And we don't know if we'll ever really get Planned Parenthood back, and they fucking love that shit. Or how about the attacks on the poor using government welfare programs? Because it's pretty much the religious right that's doing that shit. I mean, I thought you guys were Christians, but you only like to say you're Christians. You don't like to actually do what Christians are supposed to be doing. Or how about the continuation of the gun debate? As a large percentage of NRA membership are evangelical Christians. Most of the evangelicals I know that are in my family or that I know from the South are gun owners and defend the Second Amendment. You know, and I find that completely contrary to the Jesus that I read about in the Bible. I don't know what Jesus you guys are reading, but I don't think Jesus would have been down for that shit. It's hypocritical and it's dangerous. It's costing people lives every single day, because we can't really have a serious debate about regulating guns, about taking away guns that shouldn't be on the fucking streets, because you guys get all fucking up in arms about it and butthurt about it, even though your own fucking God would be against it. Evangelicals are directly responsible for these wars in the fucking Middle East. Now I know Obama fucking continued this shit, but unlike what Republicans say, guess what? Obama's a Christian. You know, and probably backed into a corner. He says he wanted to get out of those countries. Did a pretty good job, I think, considering, but we're still fucking there. And it was George Bush that started this shit after 9/11. It was George Bush that said he was a reborn Christian, that he felt God pushed him to do the things that he did. You know, it was George Bush who was an evangelical. You know, they've had their hold on the Republican Party for so long. Every time that I see an atheist or an agnostic or a supposed skeptic defending them, you know, you don't have to be a leftist to be an atheist or an agnostic. No, you can be what you want, but to defend the people promoting the institutionalization of religion, of fundamental religion in this country, and to call yourself a skeptic, a non-believer, an atheist, or an agnostic just doesn't fit the mold for me. Call me crazy, it just doesn't fit the fucking mold. Or how about fucking climate change deniers? Those are primarily fucking evangelical Christians. Because they think God's gonna fix it, or they're all gonna be gone, so it don't really matter what the fuck happens to this fucking planet. That shit is fundamentally dangerous, and it is why what I do is what everybody should be doing. We need to make this shit taboo. We need to get money out of politics, and we need to get fucking religion out of our society. Now, I'm not saying go kill all religious people. I'm not. This is a hard fucking solution. But the first thing we can do is truly separate religion from state, separate church from state, and get these motherfuckers out of our government. We can start there. But y'all want to be butthurt because I'm picking on spokesmen for this bullshit just because they're girls. Now, how sexist is that shit? You know, there's a few things that strike me about these girls that I pick on. One is not a single one of them have approached me to have a conversation with me. Not a single one of them. And you're like, oh, but why would they? Well, for one, because it's the human thing to do. If you have a problem with what I'm saying, approach me. I'm not hiding in the shadows. I'm not a keyboard fucking warrior. Another thing that strikes me funny is that, you know, male Christians do tend to sometimes reach out. In fact, I have fairly good relationships with that Christian vlogger whom I did a video on. And I have a good relationship with Mad Love, whom I did a video on. Because they're true Christians. And they're not afraid of an honest debate. And despite my beliefs being completely contrary to their own, they're still willing to have a dialogue with me. These girls aren't. These girls never will, probably. But why am I not allowed to rebut what these females are saying? I just don't get that. Why are people so up in arms about it? Going crazy about it? Just because they're girls? No, I'm not down with that shit. There's equal opportunity of shit talking here, homie. That's just how it goes at the Raging Atheist. But I do hear you. I'm going to be trying to even out the shit talking. And I'm going to be expanding beyond evangelicals. That's a big goal of mine. And I'm going to be doing that shit. I've been doing it with Mormonism. Really want to start tackling some Scientology. Somebody mentioned a weird cult in one of the comments. I'm going to be looking into that shit. You know, this summer, I'm going to be trying to build up a little arsenal again of videos. Releasing 1 or 2 videos a week. And back up to a definite 2 every week. You know, we got shit going on. We got a lot to talk about. And I do need to, you know, broaden my range beyond these girls. But these girls are saying some crazy shit. And this ideology is dangerous. Which is why I'm the Raging Atheist. Which is why I'm going to do what I fucking do. And I'm going to keep fucking doing what I fucking do. As long as I fucking can. And for you atheists and agnostics out there, hell, fuck that. For every true American out there, we should all be outraged about what's going on, you know, in our government right now. We should all be outraged, Christian and atheist alike, when any religion is brought into our government. You know, you'll be up in arms if it was Islam, but crickets when it comes to how Christianity has infiltrated this government, infiltrated this society, and this society's always had that, and that's what I'm fighting against. This society, you know, a lot of leftists will try to claim that this is not a Christian nation just because some of the founding fathers were deists and not Christians. But I fight against that. You know, the people that fled England to begin with were Puritans. They were very fundamental Christians. I mean, they were so fucking Christians that the normal Christians of England were like, fuck you guys, get the fuck out. And they came here. And then after a while, a lot of people came here. But this has always been a fundamental Christian nation. Fundamental Christian. And secular society has squeezed that out in the last couple generations. And we're going to continue to squeeze that shit out. But it's time to stop being nice about it. Because they have ultimate fucking power right now. They have ultimate fucking control over our destinies right now. And they're trying to bring about, hopefully, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. But it is a possibility that a couple of these motherfuckers, anyway, could be trying to bring about the end of the fucking world. So as always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. If you like my videos, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share me on your social media, comment in the comment section below. I'll see you soon.